Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. To see the type of photographs that I do and what I have to offer you in our free photography school. My name is Moose Henderson, and I am the teacher and the primary photographer for the Moose Photography School. Hopefully you'll go ahead and watch this for a few minutes as I drone on and talk through the various options. I'll try not to be terribly boring. If you want to, go ahead and put this on mute and just go ahead and watch the photographs as they go by. If you need to, grab yourself something to eat, either maybe some venison or some fish, sardines, or maybe even a little bit of frog legs. Like most people, I started off my photography career doing portraits and weddings, and after about a year and deciding I wanted to kill myself, I decided that just wasn't my gig. So I started doing pet photography, including people in the image, and that didn't go quite as well either. So then I changed to just doing animals, and that worked so much better. As time went on, I changed from doing regular animals and pets to doing wildlife. And for doing my wildlife photography, I either travel on foot or I travel in my vehicle. Sometimes I stay in a camper of some sort. At other times, I may take a dog sled. I tend to live a frugal life, and as such, I live in a tiny house or a sailboat, and these are pictures of some of the various tiny houses and tiny bardos that I have traveled in. I tend to like cold environments, as that is the areas where the animals are easiest to approach, but I also do a lot of work down in Florida. In addition to the photography, I've also written 9 books. I got a little bit carried away with that. Some of them are research books and some of them are popular books. And so here are some of them as we scroll through them pretty quickly. You can find all of them on Amazon. Of course, my primary animal that I enjoy the most is moose, hence my name. When I gave up my laboratory that I was operating for 20-some years, my friends told me anybody stupid enough to give up this much money to follow moose should be named by the same name. And that's how I came up with the name of Moose. And I even went back to school and got a PhD studying moose and worked in the field doing research of moose, in addition to following moose all over the Northern Hemisphere. I've been in the northern parts of the United States, all over Canada. I've also been in Europe and a lot of locations in Russia following moose. And as you can see, I have a number of moose images here from around the continents, and I really do love this particular animal. But that's not the only animal that's available to us. We also have animals like bison that we wish to photograph, or maybe bighorn sheep, maybe some pussycats like a mountain lion, or even a pronghorn. We all love to photograph the elk during the rut, and of course there's also the grizzly bears, mountain goats, and black bears. Big animals are not the only choice that we have. There are also smaller animals. Some of the animals, like a key deer, are roughly the size of a German Shepherd, and they're located down in the Florida Keys. I also, on occasion, will photograph birds, such as swans and burrowing owls and endangered whooping cranes, pelicans, and so on. The big animals are not the only animals that attract my attention. I also love to photograph marmots, pine martens, Arctic foxes, regular foxes, coyotes, badgers, prairie dogs, pika, a variety of rabbits, and a variety of squirrels and weasels. I also, on occasion, will do macro photography of various insects, and on occasion, I also do landscape photography. My preferred landscape is to put an animal in the landscape, and I call these animal-scapes, like you see here with the bison in front of the Tetons or the moose in front of the Rocky Mountains up in Canada. Hopefully, I haven't bored you too much with all of these images and my talking, and you'll go ahead and subscribe to our channel and be part of the Moose Photography School. We're going to put out a number of videos, at least one video every week, and they will be separated into playlists on the channel so that you're able to go to specific sections to be able to choose the particular topics that you want to cover. We'll start with the very basics with an introduction to photography and go through exposure and histogram, camera controls, on into composition, and so on. We'll also cover various photography hotspots as to where you can go to take pictures. We'll cover some stories that have occurred along with photographs I have taken. I've had a number of adventures as I have traveled around the world in the last 30 years as a professional wildlife photographer. So I thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you'll go ahead and subscribe and follow our content here on the Moose Photography School. Thank you so much, and we'll see you back here again very soon. Goodbye.